오픽 시험 13번에서 출제되는 최근 10년치 문제를 중복을 제거하고 모았습니다. 문제 파악을 위해 쭉 들어보거나 문항이 나오면 멈추고 실제 녹음하면서 연습하시면 큰 효과가 있습니다. 지금부터 시작합니다.
테크놀로지, 제품 구매 경험.
1. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever bought a piece of technology, which was not what you wanted or different from what you had expected? Was the feature not what you wanted or did it just not work properly? Tell me about a time when you bought some new technology.
취소한 여행 계획에 관한 이야기.
2. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever bought concert tickets or made plans for a trip or made plans for other things, but had to cancel because you could not make it? When was it? What happened? Tell me everything that you did to resolve it.
여행 중 예상치 못한 일이 발생한 경험.
3. That's the end of the situation. There are times when something out of the ordinary happens while traveling. I wonder if you have ever experienced anything surprising, unexpected, or unusual during a trip. Tell me the story of that experience in detail. Start by telling me when and where you were traveling, and then tell me all the details of that experience, especially about what made it so unforgettable.
취소된 항공편으로 인한 문제 경험.
4. That's the end of the situation. I wonder if this kind of situation has ever happened to you. Have you ever had to deal with problems caused by canceled flights? Describe that experience in detail by telling me when and where it happened, and what exactly took place. Tell that story from beginning to end.
여행 중 교통수단을 놓친 경험.
5. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever traveled somewhere but missed a bus, a train, or a plane? Tell me about an experience you have had when you had difficulty getting to your destination. Start by telling me where you were going and why that happened. Then tell me what you had to do to finally get to your destination.
다른 나라 여행 경험과 지리적 차이에 관한 이야기.
6. That's the end of the situation. Do you have any experience of going on a trip to another country? How is the geography there different from your countries?
렌터카 대여 경험.
7. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever rented a car from the rental car agency? Why did you rent the car? When and where did you rent the car? Give me all the details about that experience.
특별한 휴가, 경험에 관한 이야기.
8. That's the end of the situation. Can you now tell me about a memorable experience you had on one of your vacations? Perhaps something unexpected or unforgettable happened. Start by telling me where you were and who you were traveling with, and then give me all the details of the story.
우리나라에 대해 특별한 경험을 통해 배운 것에 대한 이야기.
9. Tell me about when you learned something special about your country. Perhaps it was a large sporting event or an event that created a lot of interest among people. Talk about what you learned through that experience.
중요한 물건을 잃거나 잊어버린 경험에 관한 이야기.
10. That's the end of the situation. Has anything like that ever happened to you? Have you ever lost something somewhere or could not find something important? Tell me about when you lost or forgotten something important.
호텔 숙박 중 특별한 경험에 관한 이야기.
11. That's the end of the situation. Sometimes, surprising or unexpected, things can happen when you stay at a hotel. Tell me about a memorable experience you had while staying at a hotel. Maybe there was a problem with your room. Maybe you met some other guests. Tell me the whole story of an interesting hotel visit.
예상치 못한 날씨로 인한 문제 경험.
12. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever had any trouble due to unexpected weather? What happened? Who were you with? How did you deal with the situation? Tell me everything about what happened due to the unexpected weather.
불만족스러운 상품 또는 서비스에 대한 경험에 관한 이야기.
13. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever been unhappy with something that you bought, or some service you received? What was the problem? How did you deal with the situation? Tell me everything in detail.
고장난 상품 구매 후 문제 해결 경험.
14. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever bought something that did not work or was damaged? Tell me about the item you bought that did not function properly or was damaged. Explain what the item was. What was wrong, and what you did to resolve the situation.
쇼핑 중 기억에 남는 사건에 관한 이야기.
15. That's the end of the situation. What was a memorable shopping incident you had? You might have gotten something as a gift for someone. What did you get? Who did you go with? Tell me about that shopping experience in detail.
식당이나 가게에서 물건을 놓고 온 경험에 관한 이야기.
16. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever left something behind at a restaurant or a store? It can be your wallet, your cell phone, or anything that was important. Give me all the details.
자주 가는 식료품점에 관한 이야기.
17. That's the end of the situation. Talk about the food store you go to. How did you first go there? What was special about that place?
가구 구매 후 문제 발생 경험.
18. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever bought furniture but had a problem when you got it? What was the problem and how did you deal with the situation?
집에서 물건을 부순 경험에 대한 이야기.
19. That's the end of the situation. Tell me about a time when you broke something at home. What exactly happened and how did you solve the problem? Give me all the details from beginning to end.
가족이나 친구를 위해 약속을 지키지 못한 경험에 대한 이야기.
20. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever been in a situation where you agreed to do something for friends or family members, and then couldn't do it? Give me all the details about what you agreed to do, what happened, and how the situation resolved.
재활용에 관한 문제 경험.
21. Describe a specific time in which you had trouble with recycling. It may have been a situation in which you moved to a new place and did not know the rules, or you put the materials in the wrong containers. Describe what happened from beginning to end.
기기 고장에 대한 경험.
22. That's the end of the situation. Tell me about a time when a piece of equipment broke. What exactly happened and how did you fix the problem? Tell me everything about that experience.
자전거나 다른 교통수단을 사용하다가 문제를 겪은 경험에 관한 이야기.
23. That's the end of the situation. Now, tell me about a time when you had a problem while using a bike, or any other type of transportation. What happened and how did you deal with the problem?
해변 여행 중 예상치 못한 문제 경험.
24. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever gone on a beach trip that was affected by bad weather, or some kinds of unexpected problems? Tell me about the things that did not go as you had expected. Tell me everything that happened.
쇼핑 중 발생한 문제 경험.
25. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever had a problem while you were shopping? Perhaps a store did not have an item you wanted, or perhaps something was too expensive. Tell me about that problem in detail, and what you did to deal with the situation.
휴가 계획을 세우는데 어려움을 겪은 경험에 관한 이야기.
26. That's the end of the situation. Think about a time when you had difficulty making vacation plans. Tell me about the details of what happened and what you needed to do.
집이나 개인용으로 구매한 물건이 제대로 작동하지 않아 문제가 생긴 경험에 관한 이야기.
27. That's the end of the situation. Has anything like that ever happened to you? Have you ever bought something for your home or yourself that did not work out? Tell me everything that happened and how you eventually solved the problem.
공원에서 발생한 기억에 남는 사건에 관한 이야기.
28. That's the end of the situation. Tell me about a memorable incident that happened at the park. What exactly happened and how did you deal with the situation? What made that incident so memorable? Give me all the details.
공연 중 문제를 겪은 경험에 대한 이야기.
29. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to perform something and encountered a problem? Share your experience with lots of details.
하이킹 중 문제를 겪은 경험에 대한 이야기.
30. That's the end of the situation. Tell me of a time when you encountered a particular problem while hiking. Who were you with and what exactly happened? Were you able to resolve the situation? Be as detailed as you can.